I've never made a video in my life, like a viral video, and I never watch these videos where people are talking to themselves in the camera. But I just watched Keith Olbermann make the most ludicrous rant I've ever heard in my life, and I felt like I had to respond because he was talking trash about Derek Jeter, and everything he said was just ludicrous, dishonest, contrived, and what a narcissistic attention whore this guy is because he's got a show on ESPN and he's resorting to these like trolling tactics, trolling baseball fans and New York Yankee fans. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to go over his speech and then break down why what he said is asinine.
We begin with a correction. Contrary to what you have heard, Derek Jeter is not the greatest person in human history. He did not invent baseball. He did not discover electricity. He is not the greatest shortstop who ever lived. And among all the terrific players in the history of the New York Yankees, he is not by any measure number one.
In my words, for me, he's, for me, he's number one.
Ruth, Garrick, DiMaggio, Mantle, Munson, Nettles, Randolph, Messina, Ruffing, heaven forbid, A-Rod? No, Jeter.
Okay, so first I want to point out that this grandstanding, fucking pontificating liberal douche that wants to get everybody fired all the time and always has to have the moral high ground on every issue is already bringing up Alex Rodriguez into this scenario. This guy who is so against steroids does not once in his entire rant mention that Derek Jeter played in the steroid era and was completely clean and never even suspected of steroids. He doesn't mention that once. And he brings up Alex Rodriguez.
Because, as Jorge Posada has just explained to us mortals, Posada saw Jeter play, which is the crux of the disconnect here. Objects in the side view mirror may actually be smaller than they appear. Derek Jeter has been in that mirror for 20 seasons, and to many fans, basically every sports fan under 30, he is the only object that has always been in that mirror. In fact, you have to be at least 41 or 42 years old to have a clear memory of the New York Yankees winning the World Series without Derek Jeter. Hence this endless victory lap, this coronation, this succession of parting gift baskets, this force-fed adulation of a player, an excellent, long-serving player, but nowhere near an immortal, ludicrously capped by 3 separate last days. First, ceremonies at Yankee Stadium on September 7th, designed to give his team the opportunity to sell otherwise meaningless tickets, plus a special set of Jeter tchotchkes. The second ceremony was yesterday at a luncheon/infomercial, cheapest VIP package $2,000, at which Jeter gently pushed even higher priced memorabilia while mocking the memorabilia industry. For the third farewell at Thursday's actual last Yankee Stadium game, for all we know, Jeter will sprout wings and be taken up to Mount Olympus to play shortstop in the big league in the sky.
Okay, so this is another annoying thing he keeps doing. Do you really think that, that Jeter, it's his idea to do all these Derek Jeter days? No, it's the Yankees and Major League Baseball trying to milk the Jeter cash cow for every penny it's worth. And just like the perfect employee, just like Jeter is, he just goes with it. But come on, it's not his idea. He's just doing a job.
Which brings up another correction. He's not dead yet. Maybe we could have skipped the patch on the shirt and the cap. It's creepier than hell.
Very douchey moment, making fun of his patch or whatever. A, once again, this isn't his idea. And B, he might be in his office being an unfunny asshole and not enjoy the Jeter patch, but I'm pretty sure that millions and millions of blue-collar New Yorkers and baseball fans love the patch. So, fuck you, Olbermann.
By now, especially if you are in that 41 and under demographic, you may feel the blood rising in your face. Television man has disparaged the Jeter. But before you get out your pitchforks and light your torches, let me ask you a couple of questions. How many times did Derek Jeter lead the American League in any offensive production category? The answer is 3. Twice in hits, once in runs scored, no batting championships, no stolen base titles, no leading the league in doubles.
Okay, so in the heart of the steroid era, the guy that everyone unanimously knows is clean and not on steroids, leads the league in 3 times in different categories, and somehow he's using that as a way to make fun of him. And I'm also wondering, is Keith Olbermann's nickname Ricky Bobby? If you're not first, you're last. Because actually I know for a fact Jeter has been second, third, top 10 100 times in all different stats. But according to Olbermann, if you're not first, you're last. And it doesn't matter. Idiot.
Well, how many times did Jeter lead the Yankees in one of the major offensive production categories? We'll give you the big 8. Doubles, homers, RBI, stolen bases, batting average, on base, slugging, OPS. 17 times. Over 19 seasons, 152 guys led the Yankees in those 8 categories. It was Jeter only 17 times.
If you're not first, you're last. I said it before, but we all know that Jeter has come top 10 100 times in all different categories. But once again, he's harping on the fact that he only led the league a certain amount of times. Because if you're not first, you're last.
How many MVP awards did he win? None. Came close in 2006. I thought he should have gotten it. Twice he was a distant third. Other than that, never better than 6th.
Olbermann just admitted that he thinks Jeter deserved the MVP that one year in 2006. And he came in 3rd place in the voting 2 other years. And then how many other years did he come top 10? It's absurd for him to sit here and act like even winning the MVP one year or deserving it is basically, he's acting like it's nothing. No, that's a big deal, you idiot. And he's been top 10 many, many times. Probably 10 years.
Of these 6 more or less contemporary players, who has the lowest career WAR? Adrian Beltre, Derek Jeter, Chipper Jones, Albert Pujols, Jim Thome, Larry Walker. Right? Jeter. Jeter 72.1. Scott Rowland finished at 70. I don't remember them giving Scott Rowland a year-long parade.
So now he's going to play the sabermetrics card and bring up WAR and whatever the name of the defensive statistic is. Don't get me wrong, WAR is an excellent stat and a great way to judge a player, but let's not act like it's the end-all, be-all, perfect science, and that's all that matters. And when it comes to these defensive stats, they just started calculating these maybe 5-10 years ago, and it's slowly catching on, but they're far from, accurate. And no one has ever said Jeter was a bad shortstop until these weird defensive stats started coming out. No one's ever watched Jeter in the field and say he's a terrible shortstop, stuff like that. And and Olbermann, he just leaves out the fact that Jeter has 5 Gold Gloves. Just, don't mention it. Just be a liar.
Those 10 great Yankees I mentioned, Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Mantle, Munson, Nettles, Randolph, Messina, Ruffing, A-Rod. Where does Jeter rank among them for best WAR per season with the Yankees? Oops, he's 11th. He's 11th out of 10. He's behind Red Ruffing.
I thought this was hilarious that he even brought this up. So this, I feel like just completely kind of ruins his argument, because according to WAR, we're going to say that, who was it? Mike Messina is better than Derek Jeter. Messina is a great player, but not better than Derek Jeter. Everybody knows that. Willie Randolph, better than Derek Jeter. And who else? Red Ruffing. Red Ruffing, who played 15 seasons with the Yanks compared to Jeter's 20. Played in the 1920s.